What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner, and today we have some pretty cool guns to share with you. We have a first gen honey badger and we have a newer gen honey badger. So this is my friend Dani's, and I am just curious how well they do side by side. I've had my honey badger, I bought it in 2018, my tax stamp was approved in 2019. So this is basically the first one that came out. I bought it the second they were available, and this is the Honey Badger SD. So with the Honey Badger SD, you get the 7-inch SBR, and then the Honey Badger suppressor. So the model of the suppressor is called Honey Badger, just like the gun. The only way to get that is to buy the SD package. So that's what I did. And then Dani here, she bought the Honey Badger SBR in the blue Cerakote, and then she bought a Q Trash Panda, and I think they call it, this is like the stainless finish, but yeah, they do a couple different finishes now. At the time when they did mine, you could only get it in the one color, but yeah, there's a lot of different color Honey Badgers now, different color suppressors. So yeah, the gun is the same, it's a 7-inch SBR, but it was the SBR and then the suppressors purchased separate. So this one, I think it has the shorter rail. I think it's like a 6-inch rail and mine's a 12-inch, but they are the same gun, just different years of manufacture. So this, I believe, is a 2024 production model. Mine, again, was a 2018 production model, and they have changed stuff on them over the years. Some I like, some I don't like, so we'll kind of talk about that. So one thing you'll notice on my Honey Badger versus Dani's here, mine has an AR gold trigger. That's the first trigger they shipped with. And then on the new ones, they have either a Geisley trigger like Dani's here, or they have the Q. The trigger is called literally the best trigger ever made. We just got a Q Honey Badger SBR at our store. It has the Q branded trigger. So I don't know what determines whether they come with the Geisley or the Q branded, but yeah, so hers has the Geisley. Both of ours have the Radian safety selector, but you'll notice on hers, it has two short levers, where mine has the traditional long and short. I like having a long lever on there, and I think it's a 70-degree throw on mine. This one, it's about the same. So I would prefer the long lever on one side and then the short lever on the other, but they did just two shorts. Mine has the large latch Radian charging handle, and then yeah, this is how they first came out. Dani's here, and all the other ones that I've seen has the short latch. I'm more a fan of the large latch, but I do like Radian charging handles in general. So that's a difference. Stocks, from what I can tell, are about the same. There's a color tone difference, but yeah, I mean, it's just a two-position stock on both of these. Let's see, sling mount. So my sling mount is slightly different than Dani's here. She's not running a QD, but this is a QD sling mount. And then what else? Lower's about the same. I'm gonna pop them open here in a second, show you some differences on the guns. But yeah, other than that, I think the barrel assembly, rail is all the same. The way these rails attach is pretty cool. It has this turnbuckle system. So you tighten this to lock the rail to the barrel nut, which I think is cool. They both have an adjustable gas block. It's a 1-in-5 twist. Both have 7-inch barrels. The Q Trash Panda suppressor, this just screws onto the Q Cherry Bomb muzzle brake. So if you buy a Honey Badger pistol or SBR or anything, it's gonna come with the Cherry Bomb. And then you buy like the Trash Panda, the Thunder Chicken, and it goes on there. You see it's taper mount, or it taper seals, so you get the carbon on the front, but the back stays nice and clean, which is how you want it. On mine, since I bought the SD, it is a direct fed suppressor, so it just screws onto the barrel. There's no mount on there. So other than that, she's got an Aimpoint H2 and a really cool Cerakote on here. It's got the Castle Peace of Mind collab Aimpoint mount. This is a Saguaro sling. It's a True Shot edition. True Shot's here in Arizona. And I just really like her color scheme on here. She's got a mod light head with a Reptilia body. And yeah, this is just a very cool Honey Badger. I really like it. I also like how mine came out, just for the time, like the color. So I have, well, I took this off. This is a Wells made sling. I have my Trijicon RMR on here on an American Defense mount, a rail wrap that my buddy gave me, Surefire Vampire Steiner I2. So mine I run for night vision. And yeah, just a very cool setup. I'm gonna pop these open real fast. I just kind of cleaned and oiled mine last night because it's very dirty. But internally, the Honey Badgers are slightly different. So, oh, also, mine has a dust cover. I would have preferred they kept the dust cover, but I guess it is what it is. So you notice hers does not have the dust cover. Their spring system or their buffer system is very unique, but I actually like it. It runs great. Makes it a little bit odd for disassembly and assembly, but I've done a video on how to take them apart and put them back together. So you have that. Pop hers open real fast. So buffer looks to be the same, just a slight color tone difference. So mine is black buffer, and then this one's kind of like that rainbow or copper rainbow color. On the lowers, so you'll notice right here, I have this little, I guess you would call it like a flange or I don't know, whatever it's called, right there. If you also notice, one of you guys pointed this out in my disassembly video, it is cracked on both sides, but it's only cracked on this super thin part. The actual thick part of the lower, it's not cracked. So that's just like a weak point on it. From what I could tell, I have a few thousand rounds through this, but you'll notice on the new honey badgers, they got rid of that, and I could see why they got rid of it. It's much thicker right there. I can't imagine that cracking, but that is one, I guess, benefit to the new ones. And then even the honey badger that's at our store right now that just came in, it has like nothing there. It's just kind of hollowed out. So that's kind of an update. Again, trigger's different. This has that AR gold trigger, and then this has the Geisley, and then other ones have the Q drop-in trigger. The bolt carrier group is also different. I don't know for better or worse. I don't have much experience, but you notice mine has a nice slick bolt carrier here. I really like it. It's easy to clean. These guns get super dirty. I mean, you'll notice the inside of mine, it's kind of dirty, but it's as clean as it's getting right now. And then on most modern Q guns, I think they all come with this now. This is like their two-piece bolt carrier group. I have no experience with it. You kind of see this has a little bit of the gunpowder residue from 300 Blackout, but that is a difference between the guns. I don't know the whole purpose for it, but looks cool. So, and looking cool is half the battle. Internally, I mean, it all looks to be the exact same. So 300 Blackout is just very dirty when you shoot it. But yeah, so that's kind of the cosmetic differences between these. How are they going to shoot? I think they're going to shoot about the same, but we're going to just run some rounds for you guys today. I really like my honey badger. I really like how Dani's is set up, and we've got to shoot hers a couple times. But I have a couple different brands of ammo here. We got Dignity Defense subs, SIG subs. I have Winchester, Remington, and then just some random ones. We're not going to fire them all today, but I just wanted to show you guys putting some rounds through each one because they are very cool guns. And yeah, you don't see a blue one very often, and I feel like you don't see like the older ones anymore. So we'll get loaded up and then start shooting for you guys. I'm going to show you guys real fast how to put these back together. So buffer and spring, there's a little bar in the lower. Just slide this on there. I like to do this muzzle down, but you're going to take your upper, put the buffer in the back of your bolt like this. Try to get it in there. And then from this point, I kind of just hold it in place with my fingers and then push the lower down. And it's kind of hard to show you guys, but once it's down at the bottom, this kind of just falls into place because there's this little cubby right here for the bolt release. There we go. That wasn't open all the way. So yeah, I just kind of drop it in there like that and then close those. So that's mine. We'll do Dani's right here. Same thing, kind of do muzzle down. Put this in the back. Try to not mar up her Cerakote here, but I just hold the spring in place like that and I'm pushing down. Her spring tension's a little bit tighter, but again, I've had a couple thousand rounds through mine. See, once it's at the bottom there, this will just pop into place, kind of same. So I just pop it in right there and then push the pins through. But that's it. So again, I've done a video on disassembly on that if you need like a more detailed one, but I mean, it's basically an AR-15 minus that, and then the action feels very smooth. Here's mine. So, but yeah, now we will shoot. I'm gonna start with some SIG 220 grain subsonic. I have 10 rounds in each of the magazines here. We're gonna just shoot some cardboard and shoot some steel. Again, this is like nothing crazy. I just wanted to show you guys a little comparison video between the two. I think like decibels and all that, they'll sound very similar. So just got 10 rounds here. We got some cardboard up here. I'm gonna just shoot a couple rounds at the cardboard and then a couple at the steel. So I should probably turn my RMR on. There we go. It's a little smoky because I just cleaned it last night, but not bad. All right, we'll shoot some steel. Sounds like music. So 10 rounds of the SIG. We will go to the Blue Badger. Same ammo. And this has the Trash Panda on there. Also, this is for you guys, not for me or Danny. Which one looks cooler? I really like hers. I really like mine. They both are very unique, so I think they're sick in their own ways. But all right, so got the dot on, so just cardboard first. It sounds very similar. And you see, that's subsonic ammo, but when it hits that ricochet, it sounds like it's moving pretty quick. All right, we'll shoot some steel. That's super nice. These guns are super awesome. Like, they both feel good. That Trash Panda on there, smoking a little bit, but I mean, that's super nice. I like both of them. That's hard to say, you know, oh, one's better than the other. They're just different. So, yeah. The next ammo that we'll run is Dignity Defense. This is local here in Arizona. I've had no issues with it. It works really well. This is a 220 grain round moving at about 940 feet per second. And then it's in the bimetal case. This is the shell shock case. This works really well. And yeah, let me load up the mags real fast and shoot a few rounds through that. All right, so we got those Dignity rounds loaded up. I'm gonna shoot the guns side by side just so you guys can see that. I don't think there's like a real decibel difference. Danny said the first round on hers sounded a little bit louder, but what you gotta remember about first round pop is there's oxygen in the suppressor. That first round is louder because it's burning up the oxygen. As far as which one has more volume, I'm not sure because mine is thinner but longer, hers is shorter but wider. So volume-wise, I don't know. That was just 10 rounds, but yeah. So I didn't really notice it, but that is a thing, first round pop on suppressors. The first round is gonna be louder. So I'm gonna shoot dual wield here, dual wielding some honey badgers. I've never done that before. And I'll swap them between each hand too, because the mic is in the middle. So this one might sound louder with the ejection port right there, but just shooting at dirt. It's a different tone. They both sound so cool. All right, let me switch hands. But I mean, that's too close to really say one is quieter than the others. It's just a slightly different tone, and they're both ridiculously quiet. All right, swapping. Yeah, see, I mean, that's so close. Both at the same time. That's so cool. That ricochet up there is crazy too. Dang. Yeah, they're both just really cool. I'm a fan of the Honey Badger. Again, I bought mine the second it was released, so like I love the style of it. I loved, like, you know, all that, the engraving, everything. It's just super cool to me. So yeah, and like all the fonts very similar. I don't think they ever changed that, but yeah, both cool. I just like the way, like the fit and feel too, like the lower and upper, there's like barely any play in them. So yeah, I'm a fan of the new ones too. And the Q trigger is really good too. I'm picking up a Sugar Weasel here soon, a 16-inch 5.56. The trigger in it feels nice. Now what's funny is it's literally the best trigger ever made, but it looks very similar to the AR Gold trigger. I did notice that. So, all right, we're gonna load up some ammo for Danny to shoot. I have some Remingtons here. These are either 200s or 220s. I forget, but we're gonna put them in this Magpul PMag. I run a lot of Lancer mags for everything. Now what's cool is these are 300 blackout Lancer mags, but I've had no issues running 5.56 Lancer mags for 300 blackout as well. So they're just a very good universal mag in my opinion. The mic is on Dani. She's gonna shoot her Honey Badger and then mine with the Remington ammo, if you can hear me.
Which one is the Remington?
They're both Remington.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. That sounds fun. Nice, nice. Just glad it was nice and smooth. All right. I'm gonna be honest though, I like the SD better. I like the way it looks better. So they both feel the same, which I guess that makes sense. Mine, again, that first shot, I can feel the first shot for whatever reason. I don't know if it's me or the suppressor, what's happening there. So, but no, they're both very smooth. I mean, recoil is not even there. I don't feel a difference between the two. But looks wise, I definitely prefer the SD for sure. The optics, really no difference. I mean, even though that RMR is, I feel like, a lot smaller, optics wise, they disappear. They're lightweight. They're both lightweight, even though I feel like yours has a lot more happening than mine. Yours still is very, very light.
So, if you guys can hear me, mine weighs 7 pounds empty. Yours probably weighs slightly under or similar. I don't know.
But yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yes, definitely fun. Yeah, if you're like deciding between the two, I think how they shoot is the same. I think just going for looks, like which one do you like better? Do you like that tuck suppressor over, you know, the suppressor being out? My preference is definitely tucked for sure.
And one thing, all right, can you stand closer? Sorry. Here, I'll hold. I got the mic now, guys. So one thing about the SD is you get more rail space up top. Now you don't get M-LOK rail space because the suppressor sits too close. You get the pick rail up top, and that's how I have the light mounted. That's how I have the Steiner mounted. Here you're just limited to the 6-inch rail. I believe it's a 6-inch rail, but you have the M-LOK space back here. I covered mine, so I have no access to M-LOK on this gun. But other thing, so when Dani first got this gun, she ran into, was it one issue or more than one issue? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so it was pretty much one issue was not going back into battery. So pulling the charging handle, it stopped probably right about here, the bolts. So bolt wouldn't go all the way back. It would not chamber. And then when it actually did get it to chamber, that was it. It was dead. So sent it back to Q. Customer service, I will say, I'm just going to put it out there. A lot of people are not happy about their customer service. They responded to me in the WhatsApp app right away. Like, it was like 8 at night. I got a response from Q right away when I was like, hey, I got a problem. They're like, send us some pictures. I sent pictures. They were like, we know pretty much exactly what's going on. They sent me like an RMA. They paid for shipping to them. They shipped it back to me for free. No issues. I got it back. That I don't really remember. It's probably a couple of weeks. It wasn't too bad of a time frame. They replaced... Now this I don't remember, and I'll probably have to look up. It may have been the BCG, or it was the barrel, or maybe it was a combo of the two. They recognized what the issue was based off of my pictures. They took care of me, and it's been running fine ever since. So.
I'll say something on mine. And then for my issue, guys, I've never had a performance issue. I did mention that crack to you guys, and you know, obviously, if you spend this much money on a gun, having a crack in the lower is not ideal. Q did offer to replace the lower and pay my tax stamp at no cost. I just declined because that would have meant I lost this lower and would have went with a newer lower. So I don't see that as a functional problem. And they told me, you know, if I ever have issues with it in the future where it's just unusable, they will replace it. So I voluntarily declined their offer to give me a complete new lower and pay my tax stamp. So just because I like that this is all a Gen 1 Honey Badger, but I mean, it'll just go on any other Honey Badger lower if I need to in the future. So yeah, that was the only issue I had is crack lower, which not ideal. And then, yeah, they fixed hers. So performance-wise, I think they both shoot pretty good. We will shoot, I have some Winchester here. We'll shoot some of that next. All right, I got the Winchester ammo loaded up, 10 rounds each. We're gonna just shoot the cardboard and then the steel. But these are both just really cool guns. I love shooting them. 300 Black Out's not the cheapest to shoot, unfortunately, but it is a lot of fun. And if you want the quietest AR-15 possible, whether it's a Honey Badger or not, go suppress 300 Blackout. So, okay, I didn't chamber it. Did I put more than 10 in there? Or did no? No, I didn't shoot them all. Of course, I did that and I had a malfunction. Let's see, 2, 4, 8. Okay, that's why. I was like, I can't count, guys. I was like,
Counting cards.
yeah. was like, wait, I had more ammo in my head than I expected. I don't know why it jammed on that last one. It's because I took the mag out. That was the Winchester round. I think we'll be fine to shoot it. Yeah. Pop. I don't know why that jammed. All right. So there should be 10 rounds. 2, 4. Okay, I know what I did wrong. I just did this for like a YouTube short, and I fired a different amount of rounds per target. Just over. That one is like just above the cardboard, so I was hitting over when I missed, but still super awesome. And I like that tall mount too, so because that sits higher than my RMR, but it's nice. Very cool. All right, we're gonna let Dani shoot it one more time, and I think we'll call it good with the honey badgers, but yeah, I think that's really cool. I like her setup a lot. Got to get some night content with these in the future. Dani's gonna finish it off on the honey badgers. So this is a Duramag with Ammo Inc. 220 grain. It's just a straight up round nose. And then this is an OK Industries mag. So I generally don't have any issues running like 5.56 style GI mags as long as they have a Magpul follower, just because feeding issues in general. But yeah, those should both be good. So Dani's gonna finish it up. Oh, sorry, I didn't take the Lancer mags out from the last one. And both of these eject pretty well, like straight at like the, was it 4 or 5 o'clock? Like all the brass is ejecting over there. All right, on you.
I have no idea how much ammo I put in there, but we're gonna stop there.
Okay, yeah.
Oh no, that was the last one. One more.
Almost timed it perfectly.
Almost. Got excited.
Yeah. Let me see, we're running a bunch of different 300 blackout, works all pretty well. The only ones I've had kind of issues with recently was the Hornady Sub X. I think it's just because it's like too flat. I had that issue recently, but other than that, everything else has been working good. All right, same ammo, Honey Badger SD.
I was missing a target right there.
Nice. Cool.
I kind of like yours more.
You like?
Why.
I don't know if you guys heard that. She said she kind of
think
likes mine more, but yours is so sick.
I mean,
like it really is.
Again, shooting wise, they do feel the same. I don't know why I like yours more.
I mean, feel wise, it should be about the same, but I don't know. I guess you need another one then.
I'm gonna need another one. I'm gonna need an SD.
Yeah. You know what would be cool? I want to get a 5.56 Honey Badger SD, like a 10-inch.
Yes.
That'd be really cool.
Would be.
So how about this? You get a 5.56 Honey Badger SD, and I get like a, well, I'm going to do the Sugar Weasel, but I want the Boombox SD in 8.6.
The Boombox, yes. The 8.6 looks so fun to shoot.
I got to shoot it at SHOT Show. It was a blast. All right, guys. Well, we're going to call it there. Let me know what you think about the Honey Badger in the comments, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.